Hello, welcome to ZIGMATECH Learning Hub. I'll be your instructor for geography. For this class, we are going to be taking our exercises from the ExamGuide app. If you don't have the application already installed on your device, I will want you to download the app in order to follow along in this class. ExamGuide is a leading educational app that helps students prepare adequately for various exams like UTME, post-UTME, WAEC, GCE, KCPE, IJMB, JUPEB, Geopolitical, BECE, JSCE, NCE, NECO, etc. You can download the app from www.examguide.com or Google Play Store. Please subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell to be updated on new videos. Ready for today's class? Okay, let's get started. So, in this lesson, we'll be considering the topic that says local government areas. Remember, in the previous lesson, we talked about local geography, and we talked about the villages and the towns. Now we are going to look at the local government areas we have in Nigeria. So in today's lesson, we'll consider first the meaning of L.G.As. Then we'll look at the meaning of local government headquarters in every L.G.A we have. Then we're also going to look at the physical characteristics of local government areas, as well as the economic activities that go on in these local government areas. And we are also going to look at some general characteristics of L.G.As. And then we describe what a state is with respect to Rivers State as the case study for this lesson. So let's jump right in. Now, before we continue, I would like us to know that Nigeria as a country is multi-ethnic, meaning that Nigeria is composed of different culture and different tribe. So in Nigeria, we basically have states, and then we practice a three-tier system of government. We have the federal government, we have the state government, and we have the local government. And these three types of governments are actually controlled by three separate types of government, even though they function together. Now, for the federal level as a whole, which is Nigeria, we have the federal government in charge. Then when you go to the various states in Nigeria, we have the state government as well as the local government being headed by the local government chairman. So what I'm trying to say is this. In Nigeria, we have 36 states and we have 774 local government areas. And in this lesson, we're actually going to look at these local government areas and what they entail. Now, what is local government area? Now, a local government area is simply a subordinate unit of the state that is made by the federal government just to perform certain local functions. Remember I told you that Nigeria is multi-ethnic and diverse. So for the federal government to function effectively, they actually divided every state into local government areas. So a local government area is just like a subordinate unit that is meant to, help the government achieve its functions. So in Nigeria, the local government area is seen as the third tier or the third level of government we have. Now, what are local government area headquarters? Now, just as we have states with their capitals, we have the same with the local government area. Now, the local government area headquarters is seen as the administrative center of every local government area in Nigeria. So we call the administrative center the local government area headquarter. And it's in the local government area headquarter, we carry out the administrative functions. That's where you see the ministries in the local government. That's where you see different political functions being carried out in the local government area headquarter. And we have it in all the 774 local government areas in Nigeria. So let's look at the physical characteristics of the local government area. Now, if you go to every local government area we have in Nigeria, you definitely find some physical features or some natural features in these local government areas. So, what are the physical features that we can find when we go to every local government area in Nigeria? Now, the first one, we have things like the lowlands, we have mountains in some L.G.As, we have a good number of vegetation, we have a good climate, and it is based on the climate of Nigeria. We have drainage, we have forests, we have lakes, and we also have what? Rivers and plains. Now, these are some of the physical features that you will see in every local government area we have in Nigeria. Now, let's talk about the economic activities of an L.G.A. Now, when you go to every local government area, we definitely have people being engaging themselves in different economic activities or different commercial activities just to keep up with life and to earn an income. Now, when you go to the various local government areas we have in Nigeria, we can see economic activities like agriculture. We can see people carrying out different forms of trade. We can see transportation activities going on. We can see farming, mining, fishing, and lumbering activities. We can also see local craft activities like pottery, like leatherworks, like weaving. These are some of the economic activities you can see in every local government areas we have in Nigeria. And talking about the developed local government areas we have in Nigeria, let's say for instance Ikeja. Let's talk about Obiakpo local government. Let's talk about Port Harcourt City local government. Let's talk about Kaduna local government or the Gariki, area of Abuja. Now, these local government areas are actually industrialized and developed, and some of these local governments, they have industrial zones. So when you go to such places, you're definitely going to see industrial activities as one of the economic activities going on in these local government area. Now, let's look at the general characteristics of all the local government areas we have in Nigeria. Now, a local government area is actually formed from the combination of two or more towns or two or more villages which have similar features. Okay, I want to use Rivers State as a case study because in this lesson I'm going to use Rivers State as a case study. Now, if you look at the Obiakpo local government in Rivers State, you would observe that Obiakpo local government is made up of lots of similar villages, and most times they bear similar pattern of names based on their culture. Let's take for instance in Obiakpo local government, we have places like Rumola, we have places like Wukmoku, we have places like Rumokoro. Now, these are towns that are being combined together to form the local government area. So that's how every local government area in Nigeria is formed. And the second general feature of the local government area in Nigeria is that every local government area is actually the third level of government in Nigeria. That means they are actually under the federal government and also under the state government. They receive the allocation from the federal government and also the state government, and they are being supervised by these two tiers of government. And in Nigeria, we have 774 local government areas, which we are definitely going to look at each of them. And also, the towns and villages that make up each of these local government areas, they actually relate in economic activities, they relate in social activities, they relate together in religious activities, and also in socio-cultural activities. So most of these local governments found in the state are actually related when it comes to these activities that go on in these local governments. So let's proceed with some of the other characteristics. Now, the next one is that local government areas are actually named after a common or dominant feature we have in the area. You know, they're actually named by someone, or they're actually named based on, you know, the culture of that place, or they're actually named based on a dominant figure or feature we have there. Let's take an instance. Let's look at Akwa Ibom State, for instance. If you look at, let's just use an example. Let's say it's Ipanenin local government in Akwa Ibom State. Now, they actually named that local government based on an elephant. So they named it after an elephant. So what I'm trying to say is that you see some local government areas, their name are actually gotten from any feature that was common or that is peculiar to their culture in such a particular place. And also, every local government has its own, you know, mode of transport that is dominant in such area. If you go to riverine local government areas in Bayelsa State, you discover that the popular mode of transport there is the water. Or if you go to Bonny local government, they also use the water. There's some local governments where you go and they have roads, they have footpaths. So it's common in these local government areas because they have what? They have a mode of transport that is peculiar to each of them. And also people in the various local government areas we have in Nigeria, they may be of similar cultural background. Let's take, for instance, in the East, you discover that people in every local government area in the eastern states, they have a similar cultural background, which is synonymous with the Igbo words background. So they speak almost the same language and they behave in almost the same manner. And also, the people in local government area, they actually perform activities for the town and the village. So you see them carrying out both primary activities, secondary activities, and also the tertiary activities. And also in some local government areas we have in Nigeria, or will I say virtually almost all the local government areas we have in Nigeria, we can see activities such as banking, education, health, trade, you know, and other forms of social activities being carried out in these local government areas. And also, we have basic social amenities like electricity, pipe-borne water, health services, recreational facilities, amusement centers. We have hotels, transportation and communication networks found in these local government areas. So let's go over to a state. Let's look at what a state is. Now, like I said, Nigeria is multi-ethnic and Nigeria is diverse. So Nigeria is actually divided into states. So what is a state? A state is simply a region that is formed from the combination of several local government areas. So we have clusters of local government area forming a state. And every state in Nigeria has its number of local government areas. And at present, we have 36 states in Nigeria, and then we have the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja. And also, every state we have in Nigeria has its own capital city. And we call that capital city the state capital. And it's in the state capital where the administrative power of the state is exercised in every state. So the state capital actually serves as a link between the federal government and the state government. But if we talk about the local government area headquarters serve as a link between the local government and the state government and also the federal government of Nigeria. So let's look at Nigeria. Now, as you can see on the screen, we have the map of Nigeria showing the 36 states of Nigeria and the Federal Capital Territory in the middle of Nigeria. And as you can see, we have Nigeria quietly surrounded by countries such as Benin Republic, to the west, to the north, Niger and Chad, then to the east by Cameroon and also Chad, and to the south by the Atlantic Ocean, the Bight of Benin, and the Gulf of Guinea. So we have Nigeria as a diverse what? As a diverse state. So let's look at all the local government areas we have in Nigeria. Now we start with the 6 geopolitical zone, and we are going to take the Northeast as the first. Now, the Northeast geopolitical zone has states like Adamawa State. It has Bauchi, it has Gombe, Borno, it has Taraba, Yobe, and these are the states we have in the Northeast. And let's look at them one after the other. Now, if you look at Adamawa, for instance, Adamawa has 21 local government areas, while Bauchi has 20 local government areas in that state, and Borno State has 27 local government areas, while Taraba and Yobe has 16 and 17 local government areas respectively. Now we go to the North Central. Now in the North Central, we have states like Benue, we have states like Kogi, we have states like Kwara, we have states like Nasarawa, we have states like Niger and Plateau, with the FCT there too. Now for Benue State, Benue has 21 local government area, as well as Kogi State too. And also in Kwara State, we have 16 local government areas, while in Niger and Plateau, we have 25 and 17 local government areas. Now, if you go to the FCT is actually made up of what we call municipal council. And in the FCT, we have 6 area wards, municipal wards, council. So take note of that. And then when you go to the next geopolitical zone, which is the Northwest geopolitical zone, we have states like Jigawa, we have states like Kano, Kaduna, Sokoto, Katsina, we have Zamfara. You know, these are the states we have in the Northwest geopolitical zone. So let's look at the local government areas we have in this geopolitical zone. Now for Jigawas, we have about 27 local government areas, and Dutse is the capital city. Dutse local government is the capital city of the Jigawa state. Then if you go to Kaduna, the capital is Kaduna actually, and in Kaduna we have about 23 local government areas. Then if you talk about Kano, Kano has the highest number of local government area in Nigeria. Kano has about 44 local government area, and the capital is the Kano local government itself. Then Katsina has about 34 local government area. KB has about 21 local government areas. Sokoto has about 23, and also Zamfara, which the capital is Gusau local government, has about 14 local government areas in total in that state. Now let's go to the southeast, you know, the Igbo land per se. Now in the southeast, which is made up of majorly the Igbos, we have states like Abia State, we have Anambra State, we have Enugu State, we have Ebonyi State, we have Imo State. Now these are the states we have in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And if you look at Abia State, we have about 17 local government areas in Abia State, and Umuahia is the capital. Then in Anambra State, we have about 21 local government areas, and we have Awka as the capital. Now, when you go to Enugu, Enugu, which is the co-city, has about 17 local government areas, and Enugu local government is the capital of that state. Then if you go to Ebonyi State, we have about 13 local government areas in Ebonyi State, and Abakaliki is the capital of that state. Then if you go to Imo, we have 27 local government areas in Imo State, and Owerri is seen as the capital city of that state. Now let's go to the southwest, which is like let's say the Yoruba land, where we have majorly the Yorubas. Now in the southwest, the states we have in the southwest include states like Ekiti State, we have Lagos State, we have Ogun State, we have Ondo State, we have Osun State, and we have Oyo State. Now, these states are actually dominated by the Yorubas, as I previously said. And in Ekiti State, we have about 16 local government areas in Ekiti State. But if you go to Lagos, which is like the commercial center of Nigeria, we have about 20 local government area in Lagos State, and Ikeja is the capital city of Lagos State. Now, mind you, Lagos is the most populated state we have in Nigeria, with population of people there ranging over 20 million. Now, when we go to the next state, which is close to Lagos, Ogun State, and the capital is Abeokuta, in Ogun State we have the same number of local government area just as we have in Lagos. We have about 20 local government areas. Then if you go to Ondo State, we have about 18 local government areas. In Osun State, we have about 30 local government areas. And in Oyo State, we have about 33 local government areas. Now for Oyo, we have Ibadan as the capital city, which is a well-known city we have in Nigeria. Now let's come down to the South-South. The South-South, which is dominated by the Niger Deltas. Now, in the South-South, the states we have in the South-South region include Akwa Ibom State, we have Bayelsa State, we have Cross River State, we have Delta State, we have Edo State, and we have Rivers State. Now, when you go to Akwa Ibom per se, the capital is Uyo, and we have about 31 local government areas in Akwa Ibom State, and Uyo is the capital city. Then we go to the riverine area of Bayelsa. Now, Bayelsa has just eight local government area, and after the FCT, which has 6 municipal council, Bayelsa is the next local government area with the least number of, the next state with the least number of local government area. And then in Cross River State, we have about 18 local government areas, and Calabar is the capital city there. Then you go to Delta, of which the capital city is Asaba. In Delta State, we have about 25 local government areas, and in Edo, which is in which the capital is Benin City, we have about 18 local government areas. And then Rivers State, which we are going to consider for this topic as a case study, has about 23 local government areas, and the capital city in Rivers State is Port Harcourt. Now, remember that Abuja is the capital of Nigeria. Previously, it was in Lagos, and previously, before then, it was also in Calabar. So, Abuja is the current capital of the country, and is found right in the middle of Nigeria. So, let's consider Rivers State. Now, we've seen all the 36 states and their local government area. Now, we are going to consider Rivers State in terms of what a state is. Now, Rivers State is actually found in the South-South region, like I said, and it's a state that is actually rich in oil, per se, to be crude oil or petroleum. So, before we proceed, where can we find Rivers State? Now, Rivers State is actually found between latitude 40.45 degree north and 40.75 degree north of the equator. So, it's between 40.45 north of the equator and 40.75 north of the equator. Now, in terms of longitude, it's between 60.5 degrees east and 60.8 degrees east of the Greenwich meridian. So between 40.45 degree north and 40.75 degree north, and between 60.5 degree east and 60.83 degree east of the Greenwich meridian, we have Rivers State seated right there. Meanwhile, Nigeria is found right above the equator, between 4 and 14 of the equator, and 3 and 15 of the Greenwich meridian. So let's look at the position of Rivers State. Now, Rivers State is actually surrounded by other states and as well surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean. So we can actually say that Rivers State is a landlocked state, or will I say landlocked area. So in Rivers State, it is actually, Rivers State is not a landlocked, it's water and land surrounded. So in Rivers State, we have to the south the Atlantic Ocean, then to the east we have Akwa Ibom State, to the west we have Bayelsa, and right above it we have states like Anambra, Imo, you know, at the northern region of Rivers State. And also in the northwest of Rivers State we have the Delta right there. So let's look at the size of Rivers State. Let's look at the size of Rivers State. Now, Rivers State has a total land mass of about 11,077 kilometers square. That's how big Rivers State is. So that's the land area of Rivers State, and it has a population of over 10 million. So let's look at the local government areas we have in Rivers State. Now, in Rivers State, previously I told that Rivers State has 23 local government areas, and examples of those local government areas include Obiakpo local government area, we have the Port Harcourt City local government area, we have the Ogba Egbema Ndoni, also known as the Onelga local government area, we have the Eche local government area, we have the Emoha local government area, we have Ahoda local government area, we have Akukutori local government area, we have Degema local government area, we also have Boni local government area that is close to the Atlantic Ocean, we have Opobo, you know, local government area, we have Okreka local government area, we have Ahoda East local government area, and we also have Ahoda West, you know, and we have the Abua Udwa local government area. So these are some of the local government areas we have in Rivers State. Now, let's look at the relief of Rivers State. Like I said previously, the relief of a place is the height of a place above sea level, or you can simply put it as how high or how low, you know, the land is from the sea level. And when we consider Rivers State is actually found in the lowland areas of what? Of Nigeria. You know, let me just put it as Rivers State is a lowland area in Nigeria. So the relief of Rivers State is actually made up of three categories, which all of them are lowlands. The first is the low sandy coasted areas in Rivers State, places that are close to the coast, or will I say close to the coastal region. Then we have the creeks and the mangrove swamp. Remember, when you talk about the vegetation of Rivers State, we are definitely going to have mangrove swamp and freshwater swamp. Now we have some places in Rivers State with the relief as the form of a creek or a mangrove swamp. Then we have the flat plains of Rivers State with networks of rivers and tributaries found there. So the three lowland relief we have in Rivers State include the low sandy coastal areas, then we have the creeks and the mangrove swamp, and lastly we have the flat plains with network of tributaries. So these are the relief we have in Rivers State, and remember that they are all basically what? Lowland areas. So that's how the relief of Rivers State is. Now, what about the rivers we have in Rivers State, or we can say the drainage we have in Rivers State? Now, we have a good number of rivers, but I'm going to call out some of the popular rivers we have in Rivers State. Now, the first one is called the New Calabar River, still found in Rivers State. Then we also have the Orashi River, and we have the Boni River. I think the Boni River is one of the biggest rivers we have in Rivers State. Then we have the Sombrero River also in Rivers State, and lastly we have the Bartholomew River. Okay, Now, let's look at the economic activities we have in Rivers State. Now, the first economic activity we have in Rivers State is farming. Remember I told you that Rivers State is actually found in Niger Delta region of Nigeria. And Rivers State is actually blessed with a good amount of rainfall and a very nice loamy type of soil. So, when you go to the various local government areas we have in Rivers State, we are definitely going to see primary activities which include farming. Now, Rivers State is blessed in such a way that we have crops like cassava, we have a good amount of vegetables being planted, we have plantain, and other form of food crops that are cultivated in Rivers State. So, if you go to local government areas like Ahoda, like Emoha, like Eche, like Boni, you're going to see a good amount of people, carrying out various farming activities. And with the next type of economic activity that is common in Rivers State is fishing. Now, fishing is dominant in the sense that Rivers State is actually a state that is blessed with lots of rivers, lots of deltas, like we have previously seen, and tributaries. So we are definitely going to have fishing as one of the economic activities, especially in the rural areas where we have the presence of rivers and streams. Now, if you go to places like Boni, you go to places like Opobo, if you go to places like Eche, if you go to places like Ahoda, places like Omuma and the rest, you're definitely going to see fishing activities, going on, especially where we have streams and rivers flowing through. Then in Rivers State, we also have lumbering, lumbering activities, and you see quite a number of people, engaging in activities such as felling of trees, for economic purpose. And now this is due to the presence of the, green vegetation we have in Rivers State and a good number of trees we have in Rivers State. Now, we also have trade too as an economic activity that we can see in Rivers State, commerce and trade. Now, if you go to, local governments like Obiakpo, local government areas like Port Harcourt, like Eche, we have a good, amount of commercial activities going on in these local government areas. So these are some of the economic activities you can, find where you have people buying and selling, where you have people, selling one commodity or the other, or moving one commodity from one local government area to the next local government area. And we also have transportation activities. And the three most common, transportation activities we have in Rivers State is the air transport, the water transport, and the land transport. The air transport is actually found basically in the Port Harcourt region, where we have the Port Harcourt International Airport. And we also have, good number of roads in Rivers State, as well as good number of inland waterways in Rivers State. Then we also have manufacturing activities, majorly common in places like Obiakpo local government area, like Port Harcourt local government areas. Now, in these local government areas, we have quite a number of industries where raw materials are being converted into finished goods. And we also have administrative activities going on in Rivers State, and we also have tourism too, because Rivers State is blessed with a good number of natural features that people would love to see, and is blessed with attractive centers and tourist sites where people can just go for leisure or recreation. Now, in Rivers State, we have places like the Buguma Beach. We also have places like the Port Harcourt Leisure Park. We have the zoo and the amusement park and the rest in Rivers State. So these are places quite good for tourist activities. Now, apart from these, we also have education as one of the economic activities that is flourishing and thriving in Rivers State. When you come to Rivers State, we have lots of tertiary institutions, like we have universities in Rivers State, we have polytechnics and monotechnics in Rivers State, we have College of Education in Rivers State, and we also have a large number of secondary schools, private or public, and we also have primary schools, all present in Rivers State, going on a daily basis. So in a nutshell, we have seen the meaning of local government area. We've seen the meaning of local government headquarters. We have seen the states in Nigeria. And remember I told you that we have about 774 local government areas in Nigeria, and we have about 36 states and the FCT. We've seen the various number of local government areas that can be found in these states. We have seen their capital, and we've also considered Rivers State in this lesson, and we've looked at the nature of Rivers State, the relief and drainage of Rivers State. We've looked at the economic activities of Rivers State and its location and size. And also we consider the economic activities too of Rivers State. So with this, we head over to our question and answer session. Now, my first question is this: which state in Nigeria has the most number of local government areas? Okay, I guess you got that correctly. The state with the most number of local government area in Nigeria is Kano State, and it has about 44 local government areas in Nigeria. Now let's go to the next question. The next question says, how many local government areas do we have in Nigeria? How many local government areas do we have in Nigeria? Okay, now the answer to that question, of which I guess you got it right, is 774 local government areas. So we have 774 local government areas in the 36 states of Nigeria. Now the last question for the day. The relief of Rivers State is basically a dash type of relief. The relief of Rivers State is basically a dash type of relief. Okay, the answer to that question is a lowland type of relief. Like I said, Rivers State is a lowland area, so we have a lowland type of relief. So with that, we've come to the end of this lesson. Thank you for participating in today's class. You can practice more questions using the ExamGuide app. The app scores and gives a detailed explanation of all the questions at the end of your practice test. You can learn a particular topic of interest with different modes like study mode, mock mode, and practice mode. It also has other features that make learning fun. It's a must-have for all serious students. Download from www.examguide.com if you don't have it yet. See you in the next class. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and share the videos to people that will benefit from it. Bye.